Hey there, this is Enchantment and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be guiding you through my July 2018 monthly setup with my voiceover. Ironically, I'm filming this voiceover in August. That's just because I've been meaning to finish filming the voiceover in July, but it just never happened. Life got too stressful and things got too busy, so yeah. But anyways, I hope you will enjoy this video. So starting off, like always, I'm just working on the cover art for the month, and as usual, I'm just doing it in the format of a watercolor painting on a separate piece of paper. So for the month of July, I was a little bit unsure of what theme I should go with at first. I just knew that I really wanted to use the color blue since blue is my favorite color, and I realized that I still actually haven't used blue in my bullet journal yet, actually my first ever bullet journal. So I thought that it would be the perfect fit to use blue for July, since July is also one of my favorite months because it is technically the beginning of summer, to me at least. I mean, in Canada it's pretty cold up here, even in June, at least where I live. So July is actually when it gets hot enough to be called summer. So anyways, that's why I also chose the theme of waves, since waves associated are with summer waves and beaches. So I thought that it was a perfect fit, and the whole theme is just monochromatic, using different tones and shades of blue to create the different depth and little details of the huge waves. But hope you like this setup. It's not the best I think that I've done, I mean at least I think what I'm capable of, but it is my bullet journal, and I thought that, you know, I shouldn't be too perfect about it. I came to that realization that being too much of a perfectionist actually is really harmful at times. So after the few little light shades of washes, I just used a finer brush to add in the details. And here you can see that I'm just testing out a new marker I bought. It was from Daiso and it was really cheap. I didn't like it too much because the tip kind of frayed, but what I didn't like the most about it was even after I wrote on it and dried, you can see that there's smudge marks from me using my eraser, and that I just didn't really like. So you can see me attempting to fix the smudges with that marker, but it didn't really work out. And here you notice that compared to my previous month at a glance setups, actually it's different than what I've done in the past 6 months or the past half year. And that was because I thought I should change things up, because I just found that having 2 pages for the monthly setup was too unnecessary. It was too much because I didn't use it to its full potential, since all I had was just using it as my work tracker. So what I did instead is I just write down the work date, the time in the monthly grid part, and then special events for when I'm meeting up with friends or other events I'm doing. And then I switched out the old monthly glance page for my tracker page, and also my goals page, which I kind of added on as a nice addition to the second half of 2018. Also, it's because I will be going back to school in September after 1 year of hiatus from being in school, so there's a lot of stuff that I need to do and catch up on preparing for going back to school. So I thought it was a nice addition to my bullet journal as my life changes and I'm gonna adjust to the changes in my life. So I also just kept my usual finances and habit tracker, and then the same monthly summary page like what I usually do, but it's more of a daily summary page, since I just write 2 lines or 2 sentences of what happened each day in the 2 lines. And it's just basically the same as what I've done before, except, you know, with drawing waves as a background using the Crayola super tip markers. And for this part of the illustrative part, I actually didn't like it too much. It's not as like what my best capabilities is, but it's whatever, bullet journal, not meant to be perfect, as I like to think of now. So moving on to the first weekly setup, I kind of stopped doing the 7 bars for each bar for each day, because I found that it's not wide enough for me to write down all of the tasks, and there's too much empty space at the bottom. So I kind of like this setup more now. I just write down the work schedule and daily events on the left side on the bars, and then every day is a little box section. And now you can see me zooming in to show you the details of that little illustrative drawing. I actually really like what I did here more than what I drew in the previous page. I'm not sure what you think is though. And then here I just added a quick quote for the first week, and the second week it's pretty similar to the first week, except I changed it up a tiniest little bit. So instead of it having divided up into 3 sections vertically, I divided up into 4 sections vertically, trying to see which version I prefer better, since I still haven't figured out what's my best spread for myself yet. But similar to the previous weekly setup, I also did the weekly events bar at the left side, and that will be my work and activity tracker. And then on the right bar, the empty space is just left for task. And on the very bottom right corner here, I'm just adding on a really quick another waves waterfall kind of like illustration, and adding some details with the superlative marker. And then also on the bottom left corner of the spread, another little illustration. So this week it's really packed with tiny illustrations to add a little oomph to the spread. And then this part of the weekly spread I actually filmed on a separate date because I kind of ran out of time on the first date. So here you can see the lighting is a little bit different, but yeah, I'm just filming the last weekly setup. It's a little bit different as well compared to the first week, but this time it went back to the 3 section vertically, since I thought that would be better to have more space to write the tasks. And then I changed it up a little bit by adding the events bar on the left side of the right page, and then the right side of the right page is meant for the tasks part, but here I actually miswrote it for weekly events. You'll see me fixing it later after realizing it. And then now I'm just adding in another little doodle illustration for the waves. And then erasing. Yeah, here you can see that I realized I made a mistake, so just cutting out a piece of paper and double taping it, and then covering it up and just writing tasks. So that should be everything. And then now from the final flip through, I really hope you enjoy this setup with the color blue for the theme. And of course you can always use the waves as any month theme. It doesn't have to be July, it doesn't have to be for summer, just something for you to be, enjoyable of. But anyways, I hope you like this, and thank you for watching. See you next time.